Okay, hello YouTube and YouTube subscribers. Today we're going to be doing a species profile on Microglanis iheringi, also known as the South American Bumblebee Catfish. Now this species has two species that's often confused with, and those are the giant South American Bumblebee Catfish and the Asian Bumblebee Catfish. Now you might want to avoid the other two species I mentioned because the South American giant Bumblebee Catfish looks almost exactly like this guy except he's bigger. I'll post an image of him in the near the end of the video. And the South American giant bumblebee catfish grows 8 inches long. Interestingly, it actually eats fish bigger than itself because it will eat fish head first and then slowly swallow them. And then the other cousin of it that belongs to a different family but is very similar in appearance is the Asian bumblebee catfish. It grows to 8 inches long also, and it can eat fish about 2 or 3 inches in length. Unlike these little guys here, which these true South American bumblebee catfish, they grow to about 2.7 inches long. As you can see here, my thumb is actually quite a bit bigger than this guy. You know, he's further back though, so I might be exaggerating it. These guys are kept in aquariums as a form of fry control. They're very good at eating the fry of guppies, mollies, and platies, and other live bearers. So you can use them for that. One thing to keep in mind though, they don't like salt. So if you're going to keep them with live bearers, the tank shouldn't be a salted tank. It could be a hard water tank, since they do fine in hard water. Just do fine in soft water. And they aren't too picky when it comes to water hardness, as I just mentioned, but their pH is generally from 6 to 7.5, and the water temperature is basically typical tropical. So you don't really have to worry too much about the water parameters with these guys. Now, being a catfish, they are of course sensitive to iodine and copper and stuff like that. So you have to keep that in mind. Don't use that stuff with your catfish. And these guys are very nocturnal. They're even more nocturnal than some of the other Pictus, some of their other relatives like the Pictus cat. You hardly ever see these guys come out during the day. For a fact, I had to kind of spend a whole bunch of time searching around in my tank to find out where this guy is hiding during the day. Now, this is not a good display fish. You're not going to see it that much. You can keep them in groups, I heard, but they don't seem to mind being by himself. And one of the most important things about these guys is providing them a lot of cover. So this guy, basically, I have this driftwood, and he's kind of dug underneath it, and he has a whole bunch of various hiding places in this tank. So I think another way to provide cover for these guys would be use leaves, dried leaves, and then they can swim underneath the dried leaves and stuff. I think if you want to make these guys more active, it would be to have the tank be really dim, with really low lighting. And that would probably encourage them to come out more, but overall I'd say this is just a very shy catfish. Not a good display fish. Not that I'm saying they shouldn't buy it, but it's just not a good display fish. Interestingly, these guys, as I mentioned, they are related to Pictus catfish. They're generally not placed in the same family, though. These guys are considered pseudo-Pymaloidae, while the Pictus is actually a true Pymaloid, and thus a true Pym. But the differences between the pseudo-Pymaloidae and the Pymaloidae is kind of obscure, and some people just prefer just lump them into one family, with the pseudo-Pymaloids being a subfamily. Now, I have had no reports of these guys being poisonous whatsoever, but they do have the well-developed pectoral and pelvic spines, well, pectoral and dorsal spines that you see on Pictus, as well as cory cats. So I would not catch these guys with nets, they'll probably get tangled up in it. Now, there's a rumor about these guys, about what size fish they can eat. There's a rumor these guys can actually swallow fish like neons and stuff. And I've heard mixed reports of that, so I'm not currently believing that, because I've had some fairly small, well, guppies that were about a centimeter long in here before, and he never ate them. He just ate the newborn guppies, so that's one thing to keep in mind. I'm not 100% sure whether or not these guys can eat fish like neons and stuff like that. Or maybe this guy's just not big enough yet. That's all I gotta say about these guys. They're really easy to take care of. Not too difficult fish. Not the best display fish, but a fairly interesting fish overall. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.